Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Behind me, 2015 Toyota Camry, we're gonna be replacing the transmission fluid and filter. Let's get started. First thing we wanna do is get the vehicle as level as possible. I have roll-up stands in the back and jack stands in the front, and that gets it high enough for us so we can crawl under. Next, we're gonna pull off our tire. Let me zoom you in. Next, we wanna remove this plastic cover. We have two 10mm bolts. I'm gonna pull you off of the camera stand and show you right behind here. You can peel this plastic back and you'll see a little plastic clip right there. You wanna pop that clip off and we can take this plastic out the rest of the way. My head is gonna be in your way, but you just wanna take a flat screwdriver or something that you can push in on the center. I'll show you once I get it out. There we go, got this out. So here's the clip, and you can see somebody tried to pry it up and broke the rim, but really it's that center that you wanna push in. So you just take a little screwdriver or something and just push in on that center, and that releases the clip. And then to reset the clip, we just push it until it protrudes like that, and that resets it when we put it in, and then we just lock it flush, and that's it. All right, all that so we can get to our fill plug. We wanna crack this loose to make sure we can refill it before we drain it. All right, 24mm, break it loose. I think that's it. All right, now let's go underneath and drain it. Before we drain the fluid, let's take off this plastic cover. We'll need to remove it so we can get access to some of our transmission pan bolts. To remove this, there's a few 10mm bolts, and then all along the front, let me find one, there's a 10mm. So around the perimeter, 10mm, and then every once in a while you will find a clip that we'll want to remove. So just a series of 10 mils and a few clips. And then our plastic will slide back and down and we just set it out of the way. So really, we don't have to remove the whole plastic, just the side that's covering the transmission pan. That was a total of 5 10mm bolts and 3 clips. Then we can separate it just like that. So we have our check plug we'll want to remove. That is a 6mm Allen. So we'll put our catch pan underneath, remove our check plug. There we go. Some fluid will come out. All right. We'll just let this drain. Once it comes to a dribble, there's a little straw inside that we'll take out, and that'll drain the rest of it. And that didn't take long. We were at a light dribble. We'll take our 6mm Allen, put that in the center of what we just took out, and we will just back out that straw. It'll be a little messy. Just keep backing it out. All right, that's it. Perfect. And that's the little straw that we took out. We'll let this drain the rest of the way. All right, that is pretty much it. We'll put our straw back in. And we'll go all the way till it bottoms out, and then we'll just do it finger tight. So whatever our fingers can do, that's all the tighter it needs to be. Wipe this off. Put our check plug back on. We'll tighten this down. Push my catch pan out of the way, and we are ready to get this pan off. It'll be a series of 10mm bolts all the way around. There's one bolt that might give you trouble next to your check plug right above the frame. For that, I have a flex head ratcheting wrench. On the other side of the frame, I can snake it in right here above the frame, and then I could take my finger, put pressure on it, and that's enough to break it loose. Let me get it out. Maybe I can get it rest of the way with my fingers. There we go. So we won't be able to torque this when we put it all back together, but that should be the only bolt. Now there are two different pans. There's an 18-bolt pan and a 19-bolt pan. This is the 19-bolt pan, just for your reference. There we go, got it. So that's the only one. The rest should come out pretty easy. Now this one had a little bit of blue Loctite, so we'll put Loctite back on it. Our last bolt, we'll get my catch pan back under. The rubber mallet, we'll give it a few taps. There we go. Okay. Should be good. Pop it down. Sure, I got all the bolts. Oh, I missed a bolt. Guess it helps if you get all the bolts. There we go. Down we go. And to set our pan aside, we'll prep that in a little bit. Let's take care of our filter. It should be just two 10mm bolts diagonal from each other. So here's one. And then there should be another one right here. Pop it out, and a little bit of fluid will gush. There we go. We want to make sure the old O-ring is out of the hole and that our new filter has a new O-ring. Take some transmission fluid, just lube it up really good. And we will pop that back in. There we go. Put in our bolts. We'll snug that down. All right, let's go prep our pan. Our pan doesn't need a lot of prep. We'll take off our old gasket. I have some rags handy. We're gonna dump out the rest of this, just the best that we can. And then we have some magnets inside we'll pull out. We'll wipe these off really good. And then we wanna check for any debris, any big chunks of metal. A little bit of fuzz is okay. Take this one off. Just do the same thing to all 4 of them. Then we can just wipe off our mating surface here. Get it good and clean. We don't want to use any abrasives. Just a nice little rag should be all you need. And we'll get the inside. Just soak up the rest of this fluid. There's really no need to use a solvent spray unless you just really want to. We'll be careful around this little straw here so we don't break it. That's our level straw. There we go. Pretty good. Just gonna wipe it one more time all the way around and one more time inside. Making sure everything is nice and clean, no grit. If you need, you can blow it out with an air hose, but we are perfectly clean. Looks good. Let's get our new gasket. Now, this is a rubber gasket. It does not need any kind of sealer or adhesive. Just set that on, and what I like to do to hold it in place is get the old bolts, come in from the bottom, and just poke it through like that, and that'll hold it in place. And we can just do all of them all the way around. We got all the bolts in except this one that gets Loctite. We'll do that one last. Before we forget, we'll put our little magnets back in. Okay, back under the car. So under here on the transmission, we'll just wipe off our mating surface just the best we can. Again, we don't want to use any abrasives. Just a rag should be just fine. We'll put our pan up. There we go. We'll just get some of these started. There, perfect. Get this catch pan out of the way. Wipe this off again. Now that little challenging one I'll get with my fingers just to get it started. Okay, a little bit of Loctite on this last one. Now we can torque these down. The torque is not very much. I'll put a torque spec on the screen. We want to tighten it up in a crisscross pattern. All right, everything else is torqued. I left that tricky one for last. Just tighten it up. All right, and just based on how all the others were, just tighten this as close as we can. All right, that feels good. Now let's give everything a good wipe down. Really nice and clean. We want to make sure we're able to spot any leaks if there are any. So let's get it all really clean. All right, let's fill it up. For the transmission fluid, we're going to use ATFWS from Toyota, along with a hand pump that goes inside. So let's get set up. Let's take our fill plug out all the way. I'm going to set this aside. Put our hose inside like that, just as far as it'll go. And we'll just start pumping away. I'm going to start by putting in 3 quarts. Then we'll warm the transmission up, check the fluid level, and if needed, we'll top off. This should take somewhere between 3.5 quarts. All right, that is the end of quart number 3. We'll loosely get our fill plug back in. I'm not going to tighten it up yet. Just snug. I'm just going to spray this down real quick. There we go. Now we want to warm up the transmission to a particular temperature range. I'm going to use footage that I have from a Toyota Sienna. The gauges may look a little different and the gear shift is in a different spot, but the procedure is exactly the same. Footage away. All right, the easiest way to do this is with a scan tool that can read live data. We want to go into our automatic transmission oil temperature 1, and you can see right now it is 86 degrees. We want it between 95 degrees and 113 degrees. That's our window for checking fluid level. If you don't have a scan tool that can do this, there is a workaround. Let me show you that. Under the dash, we have our OBD2 connector. On this top row, we want to be fourth one in. So count your pins, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the bottom, we want to be 5 in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to do this with a fused jumper. That way, if I'm wrong on my pin number, I don't damage anything, it'll just blow the fuse. We want to do this with the car off. Now let's sit in the driver's seat. Now in the driver's seat, we're going to want to look at this little window here, and it's all about the drive indicator. That'll be the letter D. You want the brake fully depressed, we're going to go ahead and start it up. You'll notice all these lights flashing. That's perfectly normal. Then we're going to take the selector, select it from drive into park, and then we're going to go back to drive, neutral, drive, neutral, drive, neutral, drive, neutral. Now that went to drive on its own. We're going to put it in park. Let off the brake, and then underneath, we're going to pull this out. You should not have any indicator. Even though we are in park, there's no indicator here saying the letter P. We are in what's called fluid temperature detection mode. We'll let the transmission fluid warm up until that D comes back. It'll be a D, not a P. So even though we are in park, a D showing that we're in drive will show up. A nice solid D means our temperature is in range. If the D starts flashing, that means we're over temperature and we need to let the transmission cool down. Because there's no D here, that means we're under temperature. So we're gonna wait a little while and let that transmission fluid warm up. And that's how we can do the bypass. A little more involved, but still doable. All right, it just turned to the D, so we're at the bottom range of our temperature. We can go down and pull off our check plug. So with the engine running, we're gonna pull out our plug, have our catch pan underneath. All right, now I'm gonna top it off until it starts dribbling out. Now you watch the drain plug and I'm gonna pump away. There we go, we got a good steady stream. Stop the pumping. Now we'll put our check plug back on. Wipe all this down. We'll torque this down. Perfect. Now we'll just give it a good look around our pan, make sure we're not leaking anywhere. Wipe it down one more time really good. Then we'll tighten our fill plug and put all our plastics back on. All right, we will torque this down. All right, and we have our little plastic. Put that clip in first if you choose. And our 2 10 mils. Snug these down. All right, we're done. Good job. All right, that is it. Take it on a good test drive. Make sure it's shifting through the gears smoothly and you're good to go. I have a link in the description for all the parts and tools used. If you have any questions, comments, post down below. And if after watching this, you decide, I'd rather just do the drain and refill, click on this video. We'll do that together. Thanks for watching.